It also reads, I say so. One doing is a follow up by you must go. I'm Manu Bolega can wait there. Tiny Amwa, Tiny Amunkiwa. But I'm a Bolega, and I'm best I know, but I'm going to check with somewhere. San always called my Monday. All I you was there. Let me make tally where you go. Vera, make me tally, also get away. Put your ball like well. What when you want a can no, there, to my belt, now the quiet. You know the legacy inside. You know we're finding my way. The USA Baluba. Russia, I want to move Queen of Blue. Mama, you want that I will. But I'm not going to know. I'm not running up. We like the energy now where I you want to get the money again. On the lap, don't know you want to go. You just go. I'm whatever. But I'm not going to know. I you must know. Hello, Mama, Luis, come here, no kill. But I'm not going to know. Super. Present outdoor is so. Hello, Mama, so we have no kill. You said, when I won't buy. But I'm not going to know. Keep out there. When they say, when I say, let's go, then political with the Lord, they keep okay. Let's do it back. I say, I see again. I do it. Can I buy Africa boss? Sanity, Tomica, Jesus, Santi, Lucky Boman, Sibache, say you to the sun. I know, Christian Saka, Ocean, first lady, Bachibo, Yatin and Nazin and Nane, the Mokurika, Mamma's going, Killa, New Year, the other way I love. Anybody where I will tell you, Bobby, when I never said you nothing, I love it. I know where over. No, my diamond is a no kind of Ola MK. I know that I said that my second is a whole piano. He said, I gotta go. On the local Kodia Kama. And a profession say, I was to say, where I decide you have mom there. Mom there's a guy, I know, but you say, no, but you say, no, and I'm a monkey, and say, my man, you wait you. I'm a monkey, starting one and go, look at us. I get to tell them, Javasim Tulo, talking boys. I'm a monkey, Papa Solo, Pegate, I do it, come up and Saba Polagania Canada, who have prevented to say no one. I'm a monkey, the only beyond, say with my old you. On the Regina Berry, one never go. By the Atina Magona, on the Lambo, gonna go. By the party shop way, then your way, never go. I said, Natalia, way up. Mama catching my blood. I'm ready to get away. Don't know to slay me and then pull out woman. You don't cheat the seven. I'm not going to show you the follow me. I'm going to go. That's it, bad one day. Hey, that's it, bad. But I'm not going to know right now. I'm going to do it, TV myself, and I watch you. That's all. How much you have on my day?
Good evening, good evening, good evening. So I want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. This is the Diaspora Informative News Magazine, Liberia Public Radio, and I'm Francis Zain. So today editions of All Things Considered capture all of the major happenings from Wednesday to Wednesday, put into context and have a discussions with you also being involved. Being a traditionalist, and this is why I always like to showcase the culture of Liberia. The group call itself Perfection from the southeastern side. We hope and try to play all of our local dialects. That's what we need to know because there's a good side of Liberia. I want to show that. But we are very cautious because sometimes some of these songs, because of copyright issues, strikes, and all of that on our channel. So we are kind of like careful. So sometimes you see you're playing a particular song over and over from a specific region. There are so many reasons involved. I would love to do that, and we always try to reach to all of the guys. We want to welcome you this beautiful Wednesday. The week is played. I know a lot of people taking pay this coming Friday. I know my man Clarence taking pay. Clarence, I need to get my late thing this coming Friday here. And I'll show Victor to payday because if you don't get it last week, you're getting it this week. Some of you get it every week, so no escape to that. We want to welcome you this evening, and of course, this is the program All Things Considered. And hopefully the analysts are going to be here. And even if the analysts are not here, you are here. You are the most important figure in this whole thing. You are the most important because you tell exactly who you are, your position, what you believe in, and what is those things that you have. A lot of information, a lot of news. We're going to have the conversations. You will have the ability to talk your own tabata. They will talk their own tabata, and I will talk mine as well. We don't necessarily have to agree with one another. That what makes the conversations interesting. But what we need to do is to have that dialogue, that conversation, where we will exercise maximum tolerance. We will listen to each and everyone, whether we agree or disagree with them, whatever planet they are from, whichever party they are supporting. That is okay. The only thing we call for is civility. We will not condone any language or any tone that has the propensity to cause chaos. Why it is true, people speak or say what they want to say. You can do that when you on your own outlet, you on your own platform. You're part of the problem. You can do whatever you want to do. But we have something here. We have a guidelines. We have our own policy as to guard this institution, this network, because people listen. People listen, and I'm sometimes surprised after program. Sometimes see after the program, we go to work. Just how you call your own 8 hour, we do the same. And you see some people will call say, "Oh, I was listening. I always listen, but I don't like to call." And they will give their own honest views and stuff. And the reason sometimes the big dogs don't want to come because how the host treat them. Nobody wants to go into a house of land in a hostile lane, in a place where they will be disrespectful, in a place where there will be called names. Neither you will even want to do that. Even if you disagree with somebody, does that worry being disrespected with not allowing you to speak your mind? No, we do not sanction voices. So when we maintain civility in national conversations, we yield results, we arrive at a resolution, we figure a way out. But when people try to impose their way, what they think is right, and they yet to convince you of what they are saying is legit, that is a problem. Magnus said, well, Mr. Morriville, New Jersey, great man. Good to have you at Magnus. We always please. We always want to welcome suggestions as to how we can enhance the broadcasting. And part of that, we have the problem. The proliferations of these outlets that you see would basically to entertain, and the electorates and the citizenry to welcome those is the problem. So it becomes a challenge where people to go. People want to get the news. This is why people sometimes they are out late hour in Liberia. Even right here in the US, when people want to have their rest and not in those little leisure time after work, but yet then stay. They move from point A to point B because they try to compare and contrast and see where someone is making sense. But the media industry has become, it has been dramatized. You know, the entertainment aspect now is taking control. And people always like to hear things that appealing to them. So we have a divided nation, we have a divided society, we have a polarized society, and people know how to play into those things. They want to do it, I can do it. But then the question becomes, are you really in the business to inform, to educate, and allow people to make concrete decisions? We don't tell them, but we create the narrative. We give them the choices. If you do this, this is what you're going to get. If you do this, this is what you're going to get. It's like when you have your child and you tell the child, you know what, you're going to say, hey, don't get pregnant. It's insufficient. You have not explained anything for that child to know exactly what you are saying, because she's a woman, she's supposed to get pregnant. But when you outline, when you take off time, when that tolerance is there, when you bring in examples and you kind of try to illustrate and you tell them the consequences that involve, they will listen. When we start acting like politicians, when you start acting like people that are intolerant, I tell you, say, don't do it, you see what will happen to you. How? How? It's like talking to a young baby. So people move by sensations, different things. And we don't assume that people know, even people of your crowd. Assumption is not, it's just not arguable. There's nothing to authenticate that, oh, I assume you know. How can you assume? And this is where the problem is coming from, because we always assume, I expect you. Sometimes we got to come down and be very blunt and tell people exactly what it is. Now, when you tell them, when you unveil the package, if you tell them, don't go left, if you're telling people not to go left, there are reasons why you don't want them to go left. You should also have that courage to tell them, because this road here is not drivable, because this road here is under construction, because this road here, in the next, after that curve, there's a detour, there's a dead end. We don't. We don't. We are so impatient. Everybody like a grower ends, and everybody, the whole country is everybody temporizing. Even say sometimes you say good morning, they will just throw something at you and you think say, and then later on they will get it. Oh, I thought you said this. And the aftermath of the war, the aftermath of civil crisis, in any way if you read, if you listen, watch other thing, it comes in different forms, in different shapes. You have seen people walkie-talkie, right? See some people walking, smiling, talking, and all of that. There are too much just going on at the same time, simultaneously. The whole body is drawn into some stuff. And by the time you bump it, oh yeah, you know. And that's how people sometimes that's how people act. There are some people that are doing stuff, they are not doing it on purpose. They are not as normal as you think, not because they wear the purple suit and they get a little nice cell phone. Too much going on in the head is the electronics things are working, the speed is high, it's either slow, some are not connecting properly. So whatever comes into mind, they act in that direction. And so that a lot of a lot of help is needed. Um, Just representative district number 3, most of our come to one colleague. Yesterday we played a clip here, tried to reach out to them. But I think to this, they're so much afraid of everything they're afraid. They will either do their own investigation, but sometimes you don't want to blame them because nobody wants to be disrespected, like I said. And that's what keeps most of the people away, the government officials that we talk to them and all of that. And that's what keeps them away. I mean, and they have an admirable point as well. In as much way they do things, but you can't bring people um, in real war. Nobody wants to be disrespected, even though yeah, that's who they are. But we have to make a convincing argument. We have to give them the benefit of the doubt. They need to answer the questions that they should answer. We should not convict people without going through the process. And that's the problem that we have. The public opinion, the court that also there without no judge, no jury, no messenger. By the time you go low, they say you are guilty. You know, or they assume yesterday you did it wrong. So whatever happens now, it is you. How will you feel? Somebody just come in that you say you're a criminal, you're wrong, you need to go to jail. Do you? It's like seizing your civil liberties. This is all things considered. Like the liberal yesterday, oh, you're on a program, you and Dr. Mali, you're not giving the other project. This is so ridiculous. Most of us not talking, Terry, Dr. Toto, you're not giving them chance, and blah, 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 all kinds of things. And tonight, the moderates, the independent, the free thinkers, they are in charge. What are the Reverend, Dr. Toto, Dr. whatever, the other man who now take plane and put it behind him, say he want buy a plane and all of those kind of thing. He didn't do his due diligence. He didn't come to unveil how he gonna get that plane. But then he come here and telling the open-minded guy who put things out the way it should be, how people are supposed to know. He say you want to go do research. Let me bring in our educational analyst, Dr. Mali. But he too sometimes, Dr. Mali too sometimes he can. Now the labor, you see, Dr. Mali, every other good things that you said we talk about here, guess what? Liberal most takeaway was, oh, when I come back, Dr. Mali, you guys are the one that are trying to bring everything that is capital punishment. He said people should go to jail. Yeah, people who needs to be in jail, they need to be in jail. That's right, and people don't like it. There are certain people who should pay a certain price as a result of what happened in our country, including myself, all of us. If those people are still around, the dust is still not settled. Whether we like it or not, there are some people will not like it. There are some people that shouldn't be even seen around. There are some people who shouldn't be around state offices. There are some people who shouldn't even be in government because they just do not supposed to be there. And these people are there. So because of their behavior, we all are paying the price. Dr. Mari, good evening. So welcome to the show.
How are you, sir? Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear. You see, your countrymen are here tonight. If he comes he and the liberal, they go on the water and try to temper with your volume so that, it will be seen like, we're not organized or we are not doing it the right way. But good to have you here, that. Today is Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Today is Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, you taking pay this coming Friday, or you already finished eating it already?
Oh no, next week.
Hey, man, I take opposition. He said next week. I know. And who am I? I don't have your pay time schedule, so how can I dispute that far? But anyway, Dr. Mari, good to have you here. Thank you so much for your commitment. This is a work tool. Sometimes, man, people can be tireless, some kind of thing, but
of course,
this is what we sign up for. And especially when people are looking up to have you, to listen, to participate, and you don't show all that's fun. I don't want to disappoint Clarence Davis. Clarence Davis is always on time. James Tano, Magnus coming into being, McCarthy Johnson. These are people who always are on the wise to see. And the thing about our folks are so tolerant.
Oh, yes.
Because some of the things there there are some analysts here who just meant to give people really everlasting migraine, that you're going to take Tylenol, you're going to take ibuprofen, you're going to take all of the Excedrins and all of the things, and it will not go away. Let's bring in our senior analyst from Minneapolis, Minnesota, the liberal Daha. I like my man Terry. Terry. Sometimes they give Terry. Sometimes they kind of try to. Yesterday, Clarence David was on Terry, so that's who they do not like, for people to challenge them, to raise finger against them. But I think Terry is standing his ground. But let's see. The few days everything looks okay. But let's see when the labor return. Let's see how long John will stay in the army.
Yeah.
Collins is here from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Good evening. Good to have you here.
Good evening, Mrs. So, Dr. Mali.
Yeah. Esther, Mrs. Fredericks, I was almost about to put an SOS. I said, wait a minute. If I don't see her tonight, then I have to call. But I was just giving a chance. Esther, good to have you here. Thank you so much. Yeah, the co-host is here. The co-host is on the campaign now for capital punishment. And that's what the Liberal are trying to run with now, that we want to bring capital punishment. Yeah, some people really need to go to jail. We need to catch some people, let them stay there. Right, Terry? Don't you think some people are going to what the Bible say about people who do bad things?
Well, God forgive everybody. We don't believe in capital punishment and all that.
Okay.
Right.
You can put people in jail for years, but to kill them, to take life for somebody.
Suppose they take other people's life. Suppose they take people's life.
Right, yeah. If you take somebody else's life, you can put the person in jail for taking the life of somebody, but to kill them, because the person stole.
They know the beauty of life.
Well, there are so many factors that can lead to somebody taking the life of somebody. Maybe in pursuit. You can kill the person in pursuit if the person trying to retaliate with the police officer and open fire on the police in the crossfire, police could shoot them. But to say you already apprehended the person, then you go and kill them, I don't believe in that theory. That is just my opinion from my religious background. So that's why I can't agree with. Hey, Clarence, what's up?
Are you will never die, church?
What happened to a husband killing his wife?
Never die. I don't believe in that never die thing.
Oh boy, they never die. The poor people when can say not believe. So then you maybe you are seeing proof they never die. Okay, gentlemen, good evening. Welcome. Thank you so much, Terry. Really, I don't know what to say. Your commitment to this network. This is not easy. I mean, to start, I thought you're going to be like, oh, this guy going to come in after you go on, but it's been very. Oh boy, airplane man. Yeah, here comes Air Liberia.
Oh, Air Liberia, yeah.
Air Liberia, yeah. I know that Banjul will be going or Burkina Faso, where it will be flying. We'll get to know.
It's not a kick plane. It's not a kick plane CDC we're making. Oh, this is original something. It's coming. This one is different. That's not a kick plane.
Terry starting that. Why are you guys so CDC? Why would you still be having Moss, you want to maybe adjust your camera because we want to see the plane and see you and everything.
Okay.
Oh, today the plane looking stretching us more.
They're looking at the pin the plane.
Oh, they finished polishing that plane.
Yeah, but Terry, I mean, honestly, at least it's at an equilibrium. It's kind of like equal looking 1-4 or 1-4 down. That touch picking thing. Today looking much better.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Moses and our security analyst. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you so much for
that
giving.
Plane do not go to Foya. That plane is an international flight. It don't run. It's not a plane that from.
I know. I hope they should be airport there too.
It's not for domestic purpose.
I hope this guy is not speaking in Korea displaying. Maybe that is. But honestly, we need to have a presidential, jet or whatever. We had a Falcon before, so we can do it. I'm not one of those that were against why President Ryan this. It was unfortunate. The other side, they were unable to defend. They were unable. They never had the capacity to tell people why the president should rise up. Okay, but let's have a conversation. Good evening. Welcome. First come, first serve. And let me just tell you now strictly. I've been very transparent, and I've given you people the opportunity. The Moses, the Terry, the Allah, Dr. Toto came here yesterday where he went to all Liberian, whatever. They came from there. Everybody gone quiet, no hay, no tea. And then the liberal had the guts to call me last night that you guys were humiliated. Well, tonight, yesterday I was sitting in for him, but tonight I'm not going to take personal. So, Dr. Mali, if you are talking, if I call your attention, I want to bring in Dr. Mali. It means it is Dr. Mali. It is our night. When the liberal comes, then Black Draco can prevent the death of Bruce Lee. Okay, let's get
going. Point of inquiry, sir. Is tonight Dr. Mali
inquiry denied.
Dr. Mali and Dr. Mali, and
you see, not listening. Inquiry denied.
Oh God!
They already told you Ego versus Bruce Lee tonight. We're talking about.
I wasn't there. So then liberal. I've been sitting here for him, and then he tell me, "Oh, he couldn't get Moses that you talk to or talking there and Terry and blah blah blah. Rescue 2 call you. Can you imagine?"
Thank you, liberal. I know you're listening.
Well, so tonight he will have a bad dream because tonight I know how you're going to manage it. Okay, guys, let's have a conversation. Dr. Mali, this is All Things Considered. We know the traditions of All Things Considered. We try to capture what happens from Wednesday to Wednesday and what is currently taking place. A lot is unfolding. This day is designated to talk your own tab or at the same time liable for questionings and conversation. Let's open it up here. What are you hearing today?
What I'm hearing today, I've decided to take my flight direct into the vineyard of the CMC. And according to one Reverend Arthur William, the senior pastor of the Trumpet Baptist Church in Ganta, have reviewed one of the plans of Musa ability. Yes, that one of his fundamental plan and promise to his followers is to become president, and in his first 3 years, he's going to transform Liberia into an Islamic state, whether you like it or not. And my fear now is that the corridor will be open for the jihadis to hijack our peaceful and cordial society. And when I retrospect what happened in Nigeria with the Boko Haram group, following the Muslim people everywhere, it is a fear right now. I just discussed the thing with someone of my comrade in Liberia, and I will have to rise up down to go to Liberia to start some campaign in a very different direction to save the state.
Oh, okay. We are not going to question you as a citizen. We are not going to question your concern. Yeah. That's very interesting. We'll dive into that.
Yeah, we'll have to dive into that.
If possible, our guy in Nimad, I don't know what are the God's visions or where his own stuff coming from, how he got that. We don't know. So, Terry Collins.
Yes, sir.
All things considered, what is the news that you get for us to break?
Oh, well, a lot of things happening in the country so far, and budget is on the way as expected. The MCC scorecard reveals that Liberia is ahead and doing well. So there's a possibility for us to qualify for the Millennium Challenge, which will be our second opportunity to that cash flow, and which will go for roads and other developmental agenda in the country. So we are hopeful. But yeah, so I'm looking at that. It's on the docket and hoping that, but Dr. Mali got a point that very critical and all of that.
Okay, so as time go by, we are still in the learning process. We'll try as much as possible to be succinct in our argument, so that when each analyst come out with his or her own talking point, we'll be able to give you a discussion. And in the process of giving a discussion, we give people chance to make their point, because it's not just on the firewalls in the interface right now. Folks that are falling out, they will need to get a takeaway as well, hopefully at the end of the program, so that we'll be able to get something. Let's go to the Delaware area there. Around Joe Biden corridor, where our security analyst Moses is standing by. Mr. Zimwe, good to have you.
Thank you. What's up?
Thank you, and thank you for everything that you do. Even though we agree and disagree, but we do appreciate your expertise on this network. Let's hear you.
Thank you. My attention today was drawn to the celebration by the DEA of all the drugs that were seized. They went in to burn them, and these people started singing and making music and dancing and all of that. And my mind started to move 1,000 miles an hour. Are they dancing for the $7.6 million they come and receive, or they're dancing because they did a good job? I don't think that the whole thing is that the people, in fact, I saw them with a lady. When you see the lady they said they took the drugs from, it baffles me. What a lady like that doing with that amount of drugs? And so identifying the accused or those guys who are doing the drugs, and what I noticed is there are a lot of females that have been arrested for drug trafficking. I don't know if it's drug trafficking, drug possession, or whatnot. We're not seeing the charge of these people, and I haven't seen anything in the judicial system that is moving forward. They catch the people, they get the drug, they have their display of drug, confiscating, looking into cars and all that stuff. And then what else is happening with those people? we got yet to see that. So I'm very concerned.
Okay, so let's turn the page to Dr. Mali. Dr. Mali, I did hear you saying you're going to be going to campaign. I'm not sure what that campaign entails, whose favor, what are the details? How far have you gone to talk to other people that that will validate your argument that you're going on to campaign? Are you going to campaign against CMC because of whether it's a prophecy or whatever this vision this man of God is coming? You're a guy who can go beyond the red line, but it seems to come quick in taking action. How you got here?
Well, I got here. This thing has been on my radar for some time, starting from Kabina Jenny era, and even starting from as far back as bringing in this rebel movement that came from Guinea, called Law, and the intriguing part even came from a very close friend of mine who was in the Liberty Party supporting Musa ability. And since he succeeded to dismantle the Liberty Party and use it as a vehicle to market his own political ideology at the time, this guy, I tried to cross-check this thing with him today because he already moving on now. And I think he now switching to Kumi Party. And he tells me that the information I tried to cross-check with him about Musa Bedete intention to Islamitize Liberia, he said it's true. He has an intention, a very good intention to do that. So I tried to find out from him, and I even brought a pastor who quoted this thing from Ganta as well. He said, no, it's been in the making for a long time. And he cannot lie to me because he was once with Bedete when they were running the Liberty Party, and at some point they decided to dismantle it and turn it into an elephant meat, and finally decided to take his flight. And so I'm still doing my research, but this is very concerning. Musa Bedete comes from a Muslim background. He's one of the richest men among them. And secondly, I learned there's this plan for Middle East trip that has provoked the whole incident already.
Oh, you said Middle East trip by whom? He Bedete?
Yeah, he's supposed to be visiting the Middle East, and probably I don't know, but my assertion here is that probably he's going to meet his Muslim brother to give him some financial support to register his party. You know, presently he have a movement. He doesn't have a party right now. They're trying to figure out whether it can be registered. And so I think the campaign going to start from there. And so I'm worrying for Mama Liberia, despite with all the corruption problem and our inability to actually champion to take our country to the level it's supposed to be. And His Excellency is trying his best to put Liberia on the map. And just recently, a bill was passed and supported by Snow and the Lofa County Representative Jala to grant the Muslim all their holidays in Liberia. Ex-president, we are turning it down. And it also came up again under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, even though she once married to a Muslim guy. She also turned it down because she know the plan. And now they decided to take it to Joseph Boakai, and Joseph Boakai has a warning in there that he doesn't want to see any such thing on his decks, despite he have about 5 Muslim advisors around him.
Okay.
So additional details will be coming later on as we progress with the issue.
Okay, and we want everybody to make a take here. But people are listening to you, want to be scratching here. Here comes Dr. Mali again, second portion, bridge over troubled water. adding more layers to some of the controversial thing in their way. I'm getting some text message and all of that is meant to moderate the work of ability. But let me go to Terry. How will people process this here? The fact of the matter here, and that's one of the things I don't even like to mention. One of the supporter who left, they want to do it this way. I said, well, you know, you saw the name, you know, we're going to get involved. So I'm not sure whether it was a surprise. But is this something that a conversation that we should have? You feel comfortable? Is that something that you want we can have? Are they legitimate concerns?
Yeah, it's a conversation that need to be had and a conversation that need to be overlooked. You know, we can have it, but it's not something of concern because I don't believe all of what Dr. Mali say is what it is because Dr. Mali is speaking from gossip, rumor. But here is the thing that I want to say. The Citizen Movement for Change is a political party which was launched on March 1st, 2025, and swore in the first standard bearer, which is Musa Hassan Belete, and it was certificated by NEC March 7, 2025. So it's not a movement. It's a political it's a political party. So, but here is the thing. Musa Belete, if he have those ambitions, his ambitions cannot contravene our laws, our constitution. You see, so all of those things he's talking, we got 3 branches of government in the country. So even if Musa Belete become president, he has to, in order for what he thinks that he want to happen in the country under his leadership, has to go through the legislature to be approved. If he even carve a bill, no bill have to go because the executive cannot make law unilaterally. You don't have the power to make law. You can only, you know, enforce the law. So how will he get to change our constitution from a secular state to an Islamic state? That's the first thing. How are you going to do that? How are you also going to get to bring in all those things, the Islamic culture and all of that into the constitution? Who will allow him to do it when Liberia is predominated by Muslim people? So it's a conversation that can be had, but to me, it's difficult to something. So for me, I would just say, you know, it's something to overlook. It's not a pressing issue.
Okay. Moss.
Yes, sir.
Let's take it from the security perspective with your background. As far as you are concerned, seeing what is happening is insufficient. Not much is being done. People moving here and there. Are there any apprehensions of any of those people? But to narrow the conversations specifically with what Dr. Mali, is saying with respect to ability.
Well, let me say this, and you know, any kind of information such as what Dr. Mali just unveiled is when you look at the security piece of it, it needs some attention. I would say that it needs some attention. They need to gather facts, because the reason why I say that, you know, maybe you guys can remember that this is not the first time such conversation is coming up. It came up a while ago during the civil conflict. It came up after the civil conflict with Charles Taylor, that he was being supported by people from Libya and other places, Muslim countries, and that you know, from Saudi Arabia. It came up under Ellie's administration, and it came up. In fact, it was more more attention to it during Josh Weah administration, when it said there was some kind of money laundering that were going to Hamas to support the war against Israel. And these are things that were happening, and they needed to really monitor how money laundering was going on in Liberia, because everything was a free fall. And I think security, the Interpol and the U.S. had some concern about that, and it was brought up. I don't know if we remember when we were invited down here to go to Virginia. Up to now, he has not said what that conversation was about. But there were rumors that the conversation included support through Liberia, money laundering through Hamas, and going into from Liberia into Hamas from people who were supporting in the African region who were supporting Hamas. So that was one of the things that they had said he was being spoken of at the CIA office. And we know that when they call you to the CIA to Langley in Virginia, then that's serious business. These people don't call anybody there, and we shouldn't forget that. So if Dr. Jones is hearing something, Dr. Molly Jones is hearing something, and he knows that it's coming from a credible source, I think it needs some attention, and I hope that they have the intelligence to gather to make some, to start working on it. So that's what I said. Anything like this need to raise some kind of eyebrow so that the process can start. When they look at security, anything that threatens the livelihood of the people, such introduction, it needs some attention. Investigate, and there's no findings, then there's no finding, but you cannot ignore and these kind of information when it comes to national security interests.
When you say it needs attention, meaning to keep surveillance?
Oh yeah, keep surveillance. They need to start tracking people movement. They need to start planting some bees, seeds. Follow up, intelligence gathering. Those things need to start happening. Looking at the movement, and if he's going to be going to Saudi Arabia and over there, something needs to happen, because you don't want to introduce something that is not part of what that country stands for, and when you introduce that, it becomes there's a security implications there. There's security implications.
Okay, Dr. Mali.
Yes, let me just close on this note. Sorry you want to say something, CEO?
No, I'm calling you.
Okay, let me just close on the note. I want for our listening public and our platform guests, especially the men of God, to have it written down today that when it comes to a Muslim-run government, they don't have time for laws or democracy. Not at all. Their faith is stronger than democracy, and they can do anything. And what I'm saying today, it can be overlooked, but it's something to think about. And the second thing we need to think about is this. Just imagine, create a vision of a society, a Christian-dominated society, with a Muslim being a president there. Just imagine that alone. And Liberia is an open country. We should not take this thing for granted. It's a serious business. Musa Berete not just running because he want to run. No. These are agenda I want to believe strongly they are in the making. Okay? And lastly, we should even ask ourselves, why is it that all the Christian presidents have been coming in our country there? They have been refusing to even legitimize the crusade for Muslim holiday. Have we asked ourselves why? Even from the man who say don't even know politics, from His Excellency former President Weah, do we ask ourselves why?
So let me ask you, Dr. Mali, do you want them to to legalize them?
In the first place, the registration of the CMC, according to the men of God, as a political party, is very cynical. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. Not at all. it's one of the biggest mistakes we ever made in our country. If going by what the pastor have just said, it's one of the, I never came across a particular story now. It even causing me to be more apprehensive right now. That's one of the biggest mistakes we ever made in that country. So it's not late yet.
What is that mistake?
To register this group as a political party, that's the biggest mistake we ever made in the Republic of Liberia. But it's not late yet.
You mean? Are you referring to?
We need a movement now to stop this group from moving on to the executive mansion. I think that's what we need now. But the mistake have been occurred, and they connive with the election commissioners. This is the reason why what happened the last time when His Excellency removed that lady there. That lady, she's not in the best interest of the Republic of Liberia. I can tell you that right now. Registering CMC as a political party? Really? It's looking like I've been sleeping. We should not take this thing for granted. That's a serious business. That's a serious business. Kabina Johnny failed. Law failed. They gotta stay fighting. They stay fighting to take the leadership of this country. Take it from me or not, I can be condemned, I can be ridiculed, no problem. But I'm telling you, things gonna be serious. If we allow Musa Berete to take over the executive mansion, I can tell you things going to be very serious in that country.
Okay. Well, we facilitate high core conversation here. We don't sanction voices. They might sound horrible, they might sound terrible as you think. But in the interest of fairness, they too have to be held accountable to things to say. Is there anybody have any other thing to add on it before we go to Terry's point? And then we'll open all around.
Yeah, Mr. So. Yeah, I want to say to Dr. Mali, in as much as we understand the Islamic philosophy, the Islamic extremist philosophy, we don't believe that particular Islamic extremism is in Liberia among our Muslim counterparts. That jihadist mentality is not in our society. All right. And I do want to agree somehow with some of the ideology you try to put forth in regards to the Islamic extremist mentality, but that is not common in our society. And Musa Belete, we must give it that he went through the ranks and file of our laws. That is why the woman at NEC registered him and registered his political party. He did not show anything in regards to Islamic extremist terroristic mentality that warrant rejection. You know, under our constitution, you have the right to become president if you want. You have the right to form a political party if you pass through the ranks and file in the procedure of the process. So we cannot deny somebody from having their own political institution because we disagree with the religious belief. Then you go into something completely different, antagonistic to a particular religion, and we don't want to be found as a country with that kind of behavior. You know, so I would like to disagree with Dr. Mali on this note. You know, that Musa Belete have the right. Now, I would want to believe that Musa Belete cannot become president in Liberia for several major reasons. All right, but I would not want to agree that, you know, if Musa Belete become president, Liberia will turn into a jihadist state. I think that is unfair to the man. I don't want to believe Musa Belete have the ability to pull off that trick, even if he wins the presidency.
Okay. Musa, you can make your last one, and then we'll shift gear here.
Let me just say this. You know, when you're looking at some of these things that are happening in Liberia, Lower Liberia, anything in Liberia post-war, we have to pay attention to it. Liberia was founded on Christian principles, and you go all over the country, all the Christian churches, all of you. And most of them have been there. They have not dominated anything much. So in this era, since post-war, we are saying that most of these guys who, in fact, your former president went to the mosque. He was praying with them. He said he's Muslim. Then he got back to Liberia. Josh Weah said he's Muslim too. He's affiliated with the Islamic religion. And so these are things that need to be thoroughly looked into, because you don't want to be caught as a nation with your pants down. Right now, we're vulnerable in our country. That country is really vulnerable. And, when I went in 2013, I did some assessment, and I can tell you about 30 to 50% of the motorcyclists that I talked to, 30 to 35% of the motorcyclists and the taxi drivers I spoke to were coming from Guinea and running motorcycle and taxi in Liberia. And they'll come and do that all week and go back on the weekend. And these are facts. I talked to some of them, they didn't even know how to speak a word of English, not even a colloquial in Liberia. And if you go to Liberia right now and do another survey or do an assessment, you will find that there are people there who can't even speak the colloquial or Liberia or the English. We have them there. We have them there. So these are things that really, we need to pay attention to. We cannot ignore anything that threatens the security of our country, the Republic of Liberia, because we don't want to be caught with our pants down. We need to be proactive.
Okay, all right. Well, what a conversation. Dr. Mane, do you have anything? Because we want to shift to Terry's talking point for the night. Is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, it just finally, maybe there are 3 questions we should take away tonight. 1, Musa Bedete reaches where his money.
Just carry on, guys. Give me just a second. Carry on, and everything, audio, everything good.
Okay. First, have we asked ourselves, Musa Bedete being one of the richest men in Liberia, it's not just from the little business he's doing, selling gas, all that thing. Do we know where his money coming from? That's a deep secret. There is no way Musa Bedete can turn to a millionaire just from Liberia. It's not possible. Then we need to ask ourselves, where rest of his money coming from? 2, now you don't see the Muslim around him right now. But one thing I like about them, they are very supportive. When it comes to their religious culture, they are very supportive, and they can do anything to give you that support no matter what. We see what happening in Nigeria right now. Very uncompromising, right? So if we want to downplay on it, fine, no problem. But there are too many red flags on the ground that can't allow me to let a case rest. My investigation continues.
Thank you so much. This is LPR. So we're going to take a first commercial break, and we will be right back.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
And that's the news there for our travelers. Whatever you want to go, those information are there. Just go right there, pick up your phone, call, and you will get the deal. Let me bring in Terry here. Terry, you were talking, what was your talking point again, please? The Millennium Challenge?
Oh yeah, the Millennium Challenge. People are excited for the Millennium Challenge and the passing of that. which is a boost for the government, you know, and all of that. I see a lot of other people trying to twist the narrative and all the kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's something that the government should celebrate because it's going to use some dividend. And that is what I was trying to talk about last night, because if these monies come in and there are already money in the budget for other projects, obviously, what would become of those monies? Where would they channel those money? Where would those monies go? Then we will be here defending again, you know, the government in some other things that going on that we cannot even prove, you know. So sometimes that is how I believe the budget can get robbed, because when you put some money in the budget and say it's for this purpose, then you already have international projects that are going to do that project. And if the people are not tracking and paying attention closely to the project that the international communities are doing, then you will lose track of the money that have already been placed in the budget for the very same project that the government officials claim that they are doing. So that is why I was trying to talk about yesterday, especially, and I highlighted that incident with that which is in the budget. But the good thing here is that the budget is a draft budget. So it goes to the legislature. We're going to see how they're going to treat it, what they're going to cut down, what they're going to put in, and how they're going to present it. But I thought the Millennium Challenge is a plus for the government, especially Gafuan. It puts him in the driver's seat to move to another level. Yeah, but I thought that we need to graduate from that position, Mr. Dr. Mali, wherein we accuse people of things that we have no proof about. That is how the war led us to kill over 250,000 people. When we don't have proof on things, we must not foster that agenda, because it's 30 months to lead our country into a serious chaos, because we saw a religious war. So I was in Liberia when that war came, and the first attack was the Islamic people. They attacked the church, and they burned down a church along the freeway, Jacob-town, that they burned down one church. And the Christians got ready, they started burning the mosques. They started burning mosques, and it was serious during Madam Seli's time. It almost went overboard into a chaos that would cause serious damage. The religious council and leaders had to come together to settle that particular thing. We also saw the war. During the war, we saw Ulimo K. On what he named, Seku, what he named, or the guy that died. Alhaji Kuma. We saw the movement. We saw the massacres that they carry on. But they were defending their people. You know, they were fighting to defend their people, because Charles Cedar rebel were killing was killing them, so they had to defend themselves. But we do not have that kind of thing in our region. Even from Guinea to Sierra Leone, we got a lot of Muslims in Guinea. We got a lot of Muslims in Sierra Leone. We got also a lot of Muslims in Ivory Coast. In our region, those kind of things that is happening in the northern region have not crossed over to our region. And we're not saying it's not possible, but we should not put Musa Belete in that category, because we don't see those kind of things around him. Unless you have sufficient evidence to prove, I think that issues need to be laid to rest. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
I want to say he may know better than me. I'm just giving my own view and my opinion on the matter.
Let me welcome Keta. Let me welcome our senior analyst from neighboring Connecticut. Keta is here. Sedition / we are sent. Question my independent.
Thank you. You can't come in. It just hold on, security analyst.
They said they just welcome you.
They entered the what? Yeah,
The cause is here.
CTO, you gotta come in. I mean, you gotta come in.
So, Moses.
They just said we welcome you.
Why you want to speak for me?
But you just said welcome the man.
And then you don't know what next.
I want to answer what Terry said. Terry said something that really touched right now. And I wanted to
hold on. You see that how you can make quick executive decision and then the country goes into chaos because one minister says something, then you're not even asking what you want to say now. Hold your peace, chill out. I told you this night. This is not a night. This is not one of the nights of the liberals. So I said that I don't think you want to just be addressing guy here this evening because if you continue that, we just at one click your microphone and you just stay here. You're talking, we're not hearing you. No, I don't want to put in the Bible. You just stay here. All we want to say, we're not hearing you. Okay, let's welcome Keto. Keto, good evening. Good to have you.
Thank you, CEO. And I'd like to say hi.
I'm not sure whether you were. I want to believe some kind of way somehow. Something prompted you to just, now that you're not here, you're always here, but it looked like something was burning inside.
I think you're a fortune teller because you can read.
Look at that.
You can, I think, a premonition or his fortune. Yeah, he's a fortune teller. Because I was driving and I listening to the show and my blood started to boil in me when I listening to the doctor. Let me look, and there's the disappointment. You should have parked this doctor in the back, in the garage. That way you should have parked him like his uncle in the office. That way you should have parked the doctor. Trying to send up these kind of divisive information that has the ability to bring about chaos in our society. And you allow the doctor to run with that narrative on this show. It was pinning me. I couldn't wait to come in and talk about it. All right. And then I hear the security analysts were alluding to President Weah time and people went to this country and they were Hamas and Saudi Arabia. He forgot to know just recently, just this week, President Bouaka was in the United Arab Emirates. So is he going to bring about jihadist operation in Liberia? Because if anybody go to the Muslim country or the Arab nation, it means they are associated with jihadist mentality. Hey man, we should stop this kind of politics. Look, let us talk about the substance and that about our country, the issues that our country face with, and stop to bring about these divisive politics. We have heard from day one because we consider ourselves, we profess to be Christian in Liberia, and which of course our country, we say our country was based on Christian principle, it was established on Christian principle. The Constitution says we are a secular nation. We have all the different religions in Liberia. They are free to practice whatever. All citizens are free to practice whatever religion you want to practice. So it does not alienate you from becoming a political leader of our country. It's a mindset of few Liberians. Today, you are exemplifying the exact thing that your president, Joseph Nima Bouaka, your uncle and your brother from Lofa County exhibited when he went to church in Lofa County, that the Muslim people should not strive in Lofa County, that the Muslim people should be eradicated. This is the kind of thing you're talking about here today, Mr. Jones, Dr. Jones. It's so unfortunate. And I heard the CEO considering you as the educational analyst on this show. How can you educate our people in the wrong direction? This is divisive. This is one of the worst. This is one of your poorest contribution to this network. And I'm just sorry for our Muslim brothers and sisters who listen to this program, to listening to Dr. Male and the security analysts try to make more on the mountain. Things that are not there will never happen in our society. And this what you guys pushing? Are you afraid of Musa Belete now because he building bridges and trying to chop into the Unity Party or bang void, trying to chop and take a big chunk off that will prevent Unity Party from becoming the leading party in 2029? Is the politics you guys want to say now? What's going on? Yeah, stop. And Tarek, I must commend you on this. And you and I don't really see face to face on it, but that's my honest opinion on this one. I think it was too far that you carry. I think Musa Belete is a decent man. He's been doing his business from time immemorial. I was I grew up around in Kerry Street, get it straight up there. I've known Musa Benedict from day one. He used to change his money. He was just a fortunate man to make his money. You got people that supported this government. You got the likes of Kalando, who we know were poor before our civil war, became rich during our civil war. He promoting this government. You know what Kalando got his money from? No. And this CEO is something that we gotta start to question the ability of the doctor here who want to introduce capital punishment in our society by killing people on the poor or hanging them. And we got a security analyst who is amplifying the doctor thoughts. And I think it's ridiculous right now.
My goodness. Wow. Well, we always have this conversation. Yes, sometimes they are painful, but it's good to let people to get it out, because the outburst, if it is within, the outburst can be durable. But thank you so much. You spoke your mind. Maybe the guy will come over later on to speak. You want to say something, Dr. Mali?
Yes. Before our veteran security analysts take the stage, I just want to tell the men of God and Mr. Keto that, senior analyst Keto, that I've been around for some time now, quite a long time now. I do not have a young political thoughts. We live in Liberia to coexist. But when you cross the line and you start to use your spectacle to look at the executive mansion, then it becomes concerning now. Then you no more a friend. All right? You don't know what I know. You don't know the plan. This plan has been on since 1980. And they will not rest until they take over the executive mansion. But this is why I want to leave with you and Terry. I believe in the information. I stand with it, and I'm prepared to put my neck on the chopping board for it, because I know exactly where I'm coming from. Besides that, have you asked yourself, how will Uncle Sam classify Liberia to see a Muslim sitting in the executive mansion? Let me just make a reference to the mayor in New York. Let me just make a reference to the mayor in New York. That man did not even enter the mayor office when His Excellency President Trump said, "He's not my friend. I got no dealing with him." Just imagine a poor country like Liberia. You got a Muslim saying now in the executive mansion. Do you know the reaction and the fever that are coming from Washington? Do you know what you're talking about? Then you say impossible? It's not impossible. No, we should not use that word. It's impossible. We should never ever. Thank you, CEO. I don't know what you want to say.
Okay. I'm not sure what to escalate it, but we're going to leave it as it is. But I'm just wondering then, how is America taking some of the other countries that do have Muslim president? Alassane Dramane Ouattara, you in Nigeria, there are other places. How, or is it because they are not the colonial power, so they're going to be treated? They are treated differently. You have Muslims here who are senators, who are representatives that have high profile position.
CEO, that's not the issue. I just referring you to New York just recently, just yesterday, just a few hours ago. You go far off to look for the evidence of what I'm talking about. All right. If you want to join these social laborers who are not using their spectacle to see the future, and when you join me to use my spectacle, we see I'm going deep into the future. I may not be around, but this is a serious project going on in Liberia, a very serious project. Do you know why it said that Donald Trump decided he had decided to go to Nigeria? And not because Donald Trump want to go to Nigeria. The solidarity of these people, you can't underestimate it. Whether you Democrat country, whether you get consulted, they don't have time for these things. This is concerning. You can downplay it, you can overlook it, write it down. It's a project and they are working on it. And Musa Berete has come to pick up the flare again, since the others couldn't make it. And I keep saying here, have we asked ourselves, why is it that the Muslim holiday continues to get stronger from Chasera Day up to today? Ask yourself.
Okay.
Theo, can I just ask a question?
Ask yourself.
We want to ask question.
I want to ask Dr. Malik a question, yes.
Yeah,
we
go
want to
ahead.
spin you around.
Dr. Malik.
We want to spin you around to the other folks.
Dr. Malik, do you know that tribalism and what the other word mean? Nepotism, they are against our democratic tenets?
No.
Are you concerned that Joseph Boakai has introduced tribalism and nepotism in our society, in our democratic process? Are you concerned about that? Then you're taking it to somebody who has nothing to do with what you're talking about?
You ask, yeah, my answer is no. At no time, His Excellency President Boakai has ever practiced nepotism. In fact, those are the white man terminology, so I don't even believe in it. At no time he has ever practiced tribalism. I have not seen it before. Because if you qualify and you're a Gisi man and you qualify, you should be employed. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. So you must
have over 50% of your government official from Lofa County.
Now, who decide on that? Is the government?
We gotta move on. We gotta move on. So he has expressed his thoughts. We have the right to agree, disagree, and I think, like I said, there will be some uncomfortable conversation here. And I think it's better that people put these things out so that we know and we have the engagement and like what we are doing now. Okay, Moses, let me just come to you. Terry was talking about the Millennium Challenge. The news is coming, which is okay. It just brought me back to the point we were talking about yesterday. Yes, these are all good news, but the aftermath of the good news, when the real time comes to harvest, what are the little people down the hill there, way in the bush there, will get a crumbs of that product? That's what is key. What is your concern? What should we still be focusing on with respect to that? Yes, but it's a good news. It's a welcoming news. We want our country to be up there. We want our country to be a real functioning country with all of the institutions properly working.
Okay, Mr. So, thank you very much. And I think that people need to respect each other's opinion on doing things. We're not going to be speaking here on emotions. I don't want to speak on emotions. I saw what Keta just did earlier before he got there. The pastor Collins had made reference to Ellen and made reference to the fact of Muslims burning down Christian churches, Christian burning down Muslim mosques in the Ellen Johnson's administration. And when people raise these issues security-wise, it's always good not to ignore it. You hear it, and you start doing your research and investigation on the magnitude of what it brings. You don't take insecurity practices, you don't take any information for granted and just ignore it. Even from a little child, any information that is shared needs to be looked into security-wise. So let me just say that before I come to the Millennium Challenge. Now, for that, the Millennium Challenge, it was not too long ago when the Liberian budget was put out, and I see something here by Musa Ability. He spoke, he had a press conference today on the budget, and he called it the budget eating show. Now, this is a representative who is supposed to look at this budget in its entirety and see what the flaws are in the budget, but he already labeled the budget built on lies and windfalls. And it's right here on. And the Millennium Challenge, just not too long ago, what they did, they had created a budget based on the money they were predicting to get from the Millennium Challenge. When the money didn't come, what happened? It created total chaos. It will not be on our own revenue. So for me, the Mandela challenge is not something that I think the government should depend on. And people should be happy because, they pass and all that stuff like that. We need to start being an independent nation and work and create our own revenue so that we can put a budget out there that is a balanced budget and not put us in so much deficit. Not too long ago, we know what that experience was in the previous administration and in this administration. So, I'm not too thrilled about Manila Challenge. We need to start thinking about what we can do to raise the money. We got the resources in our country to raise the money to offset our budget.
Okay, thank you. Let's who has not spoken there? Keto, and that's Terry point there. So we need to get to the Moses and other people. So we'll try to be as much fast as we can. Dr. Mali, you want to speak on the Millennium Challenge? Is there enough reason for us to be happy, dance, and say, okay, is we're finito? Everything okay now?
Yeah, this Millennium Challenge, I think I put it in a category of this continual borrowing and begging, and it's a good idea. But the question now is, I went through the budget today, and I was a little bit concerned about the $2.9 million they allotted for fire service. We've been crying here about this fire being in our country, killing people, burning property and other things. And I noticed that the 2.9 million has been static through almost all the budget, you see. And it's one of the most important components sometimes we forget about so easily until fire blaze again somewhere else. Then we start talking about, the fire, the fire, the fire. So I was wondering whether they could take some money from the Millennium Challenge and add it to the fire service department, you see, from 2.9, push it up to maybe 12 or 13 million and try to get some fire truck, educate people about this fire burning in the whole Liberia, because the fire, look, it's very painful. You see, up to now, some of us still donating to some friends with the whole fire business. So I'm sorry that the draft budget just limited this thing to the usual $2.9 million.
So that's in your mind. That's just a peanuts.
Challenge. It's fine. It's a good idea. It's still part of the boring thing. It's a very good idea. I love it. But the question now is, are we going to use a judicial slip to meet the expectation of the population, like the fire service department, that I'm concerned with in this budget?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Keto.
Keto, you shaking your head?
So, Mr. Marley, the Millennium Challenge is not part of the budget. The Millennium Challenge is the money that the American government put aside that if Liberia passed in all of the category that they listed, Liberia will be qualified to get a certain amount, and that qualification will come. The money in there, yeah. We even reached that place where we're getting the we even tell us that we are qualified for it yet.
Who told
we
you?
Just passed the Millennium Challenge. I don't know if they say we qualify for the how many 2.7 million, how many million dollars, 200 some million, I don't know. But I know we passed the Millennium Challenge. This time the score dropped at least because the last time the score was like 14 out of 20. This time around it's I think 12 out of 20. Liberian God that the country passed 12 out of 20. The last time was to pass 14 out of 20. And they got some of the things that they listed in the Millennium Challenge. But the problem is with the budget now. That's why I wanted to talk about the budget. And I'm thinking how the finance minister will come out to the public and say it was human error to put almost $100 million in the budget and say it was human error. How is that possible? $100 million almost, and says human error.
When he said
Today, or Gafuan came out and said that. So I'm thinking, how did it arrive, at that conclusion? If the public had not raised concern about it, were it going to be passed, and that money was going to be there, and how it was going to be, what was going to happen? Because if it was human error, it means it shouldn't have been there. And who saw it? Who saw it? Who unearthed it? It was through the media and other people who saw it. Not even a us. It was on social media that it came about, and he had to come out to apologize that it was human error and all that thing. I think these people are not sincere Liberian people. I think most of the money that they put for the 1 point something billion is in reoccurrence expense, and they have found a way to take a big portion of the money, put it to another area to confuse the Liberian people, and they're just going to not even benefit the people. You talking about education? How much went to education? How much went to healthcare? How much went to road infrastructure and the rest? And security, the police. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Increasing different sector money that will produce maximum effect and make great impact in the lives of the Irish Liberians. It's not going to happen. So I mean, it was just something to boost their own ego when it comes to the budget. But I think it was something that is not in the interest of the Liberian people, and that's sad.
Okay. All right. Let's leave it there.
CEO, you give me 10 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us a second. That's reasonable. Let's hear you.
Yes, I just want to remind the senior analyst Keto that you don't stay in a glass hole and throw stone. The whole of the 6 year of His Excellency President, we are government. Now, one minister, not even the vice president, if you consider the feeling of remorse on anything, at least we'll have a final minister who has admitted his error and say, oh, yes, I'm sorry. There's an error, human error. I think these are some of the signs of good governance. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go to Moses and get Moses on the talking point. Time is 9:26 Eastern Standard Time, 10 o'clock sharp. We'll be out of here. But let's give everybody the chance that we'll go through all of that. Then maybe the other pieces we can pick it up. Yeah, Moses. What was the talking point? Please share that with us again so we can have a conversation.
It's the celebration for the LDEA.
Yeah.
What's been going on? The attention that the whole issue of drugs have received since the demonstration. And
yeah,
I am a little concerned. There's something in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. I'm not sure what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm concerned. I watched them today where LDA officers were burning the drugs allegedly seized from drug dealers and what have you. And it was like a celebration and a show with them dancing. This is serious business we're talking about. We're talking about drug dealing around the world. Illegal drug substances and all of that. Liberia is not just the only country unique to this drug infestation. The whole world is. And for us to start celebrating and doing the things we're doing, and we don't see anything happening to correct the problem, it's just mind-boggling for me. You arrested, and I see that most of the folks that are arrested recently, that have been arrested recently, are female. So what are we seeing? I mean, are we keeping data on the arrest? I'm not seeing anything that has to do with prosecution of these individuals, these accused drug dealers. So I'm just, and now we got in the budget here $7 million.
0.9.
If only to the LDEA, whereas the budget, that's almost half of, and the entire ministry has the Ministry of Justice, administrative and management budget is at $10 million. So just LDEA alone. So that's concerning to me. That's concerning to me. Law and order is very important, and it's included in that. The budget includes the attention of law and order. But how are we going to do that? Not too long ago, we're recovering from total anarchy, and we still have those perpetrators around in different offices and all around the country. So I'm just concerned about, creating a budget and not having a structure, or not having, the a system in place to correct the issues. That's my.
Okay, guys. Terry, do you have a contrary view to what Moses said?
Well, I don't really have a contrary view to Mr. Moses, but a contrary view to Keto. I don't know if I can share my opinion on that, because he's talking about, a lot of things. We got to understand, Keto, that the budget, what Dr. Mali said, it was not the Gafuan who said it. They posted it from the website. It was posted on the website, and the error was there. Then people highlighted it when they saw it on the Ministry of Finance website, and that was how they made a correction. Today, I listened to the Assistant Minister for Finance, and he said it was an oversight. The people who projected those things and put it on the website made a mistake, because it took 72 hours. Some of them were not sleeping to do the budget and all of that, but the whole budget itself, when you look at all the line items, they all commensurate with the numbers that was the original number that were passed by law. So there will be no way. So there was an oversight to add that additional 100 million to it.
Okay.
So obviously they made a correction. But I myself too had a problem, because I think the minister was supposed to observe it first before he allowed them to post it on the international wire. But yeah, so I think that is what it is. I just wanted to say that.
Okay, Dr. Mali, you want to speak to that? You want to make a comment on that?
Yes, I think I agree with Terry. I think the diehard seditionists need to do their research properly. We are human beings, and if we admit our error, it's not easy to admit your error. It's not easy. And sometimes I give people the credit when they do those things. Like Terry said, I don't think this was an intentional error. No. Because Kweso, my honorable brother Elvis, I already said that the people already plan to eat some money. Well, that's the mindset in Liberia anyway. So, but back to what Moses just said, I think it makes a lot of sense. And when I keep talking about reform, probably my fellow colleagues see some of my reform to be quite tough and rough. This is a post-war country. But this is what happened to the DA today in Ganta. No, that was not today. The day before yesterday in Ganta. They were recruiting some people to join the DA, about 401. And I have always advocated for reform. They decided to do the drug test of these things, of these men. And 10 were disqualified because they noted narcotic in their blood from the blood test. These are some of the things I'm talking about. And they suspended them for time indefinite. But there was a problem there. When you notice something in a man's blood test, like the narcotic thing, don't let them go. Those are potential serious market people. Okay? You hook them and you confine them and you send them to rehabilitation, because those people now, they're going to recruit all over the place. So suspending them is not a solution. Grab them Ali will grab 10 out of the system now who doing this business and confine them into a rehabilitation. These are some of the rehabilitation I'm talking about.
But where are you going to confirm? Where the rehabilitation are you going to confirm? They
said they get rehabilitation for the, I don't know whether it's lie or true. They say they get rehabilitation for the kids in Liberia when they grab them, you know, on drugs. They tell them I don't know how reliable is that. You see. So we notice, for instance, a CEO, a minister, you take your test and we find out there are narcotics in your blood. You're not going home.
But what have become the outcome of the first one? The people who are drinking all their shoulder and hand and all of that.
And to speak to what Moses said about the ladies, now the people using the ladies now as a vehicle now to carry the drug all over the place. And I was surprised to know that the drug is even permeating our towns and villages and the leeward counties. That's the most serious part.
Folks are dressing the ladies now. Young men, they see them dress the ladies carrying drugs, opening car side door and throwing all of those things there. I mean, what are the devices they are using to detect
and to my senior analyst Keto, they arrested this guy. He dressed like a Muslim guy.
Yeah.
You saw that picture? That guy was a complete Muslim guy. He had drugs all in his breast.
Not a guy. He dressed like a woman.
Sorry.
He dressed like a Muslim woman.
Yes. Yeah. And when you see him, you will almost want, because of him now, so they almost undress a lot of people to that checkpoint, and that's a good idea. These are some of the reform we're talking about. Undress everybody there before they even come to Morovia.
Oh God!
You see, this is what we're talking about. We need reform.
Wow.
Okay, can I check your head? So the 7.9 million, we don't just want a B for not only training. We want something strange. We want to see some strange things. Other than that, the 7.9 million is just going to be going to go in thin air.
And you know, Terry said something here yesterday. We're having this conversation with all of these things, budget going up over the roof. That is okay. But what becomes of people's salary, their wages? How is this field getting to be attractive? You know, where the commitment is coming from. Because when you pay people for their actual services, the risk, LDA going on drugs operations is risky. You don't know who you're going to encounter. You're not even sure whether you're going to come back home to your wife or to your child.
Yes.
So they can't be giving them peanut change. Training is just insufficient. Training is a great portion of it, but the benefits, why you think people running from job to job here for better retirement is to benefit a company's that job, that when I leave, this is what I'm going to get. Or I'm going to this other player because they're paying this X amount per hour and all of that. Then the commitment, because when they are paying you what you should be paid, the benefits, the insurance, and all of the things that comes with it. Trust me, these people then will be committed to the job because they don't want to screw up. Because when they screw up, you know what's going to happen? They go in jail and their family and they lose everything. But you say you're sending them to Kiamnama or Better Yala or whatever you go train, and you're still giving them the same thing yet, and still getting enough. That's not going to help them. That's not going to help.
I agree.
Because they're still going to integrate. They're still going to bring people. They're going to use other people. They're going to find all of the loopholes because you have exposed them in a way. They know how to maneuver, to beat the system. They're potentially going to be using other people now as a driving force to get what they're supposed to get. I in support of full recruitment, not just only the LDA, the police, the military, the paramilitary, the immigration, but it's not just only recruiting. When you recruit, then that recruitment, it should come with an awesome and attractive package in terms of security. Most of us know that better than us here. You can't say you're going to post somebody going to stay in code and they're making 100, 150 that you can't come on time and you think they're going to pass. All these ones they're doing the grabbing here and there, we don't even really know the end game of it. What they're buying, how they're doing it. Okay, they are buying it, but do we know how much is being put aside before even breaking those few ones they have? It's just a tough thing. So they need to make the salary attractive. Moses, speak to us on this one here quickly. I know we are running out of time here, but The training is that's all to it. Is that what brings commitment to the
No.
profession?
You see, the thing about it is that crime always evolved. And so officers who are given the responsibility to deter crimes or to investigate crimes need to evolve on a regular basis. In the 21st century, police officers are required to take in-service training at least 8 hours, 40 hours of in-service training every year. And that comes with some kind of compensation when you complete the training. You cannot be promoted. You have to. And these are things that are happening in, at the administrative level. But what I want to say here is that when we talk about recruiting and the example given by Dr. Mali in Nima County, I did some assessment in 2013. And remember now, Liberia never had a juvenile law until they tried to put something together in 2011. That's when they tried to formulate something, and they were talking about law and principles, and they said child-friendly court. They were going to create a child-friendly court and what have you. Okay? The practice that they had in 2013 when I did my assessment was that we had alleged juvenile who committed a crime sitting at the police depot, and the only thing they could do is tell us, say, go find a relative to come sign you out. And you see some of those guys who call themselves, who said they were juvenile under the age of 18, some of them got fish or beer. And they say, I'm 15 years old, I'm 16 years old. And they were sitting there and I'm looking at them, I'm like, this is just not working. It's never gonna work. And so there has to be something that has to do with juvenile court. We know they say friendly, but they need to modify that. We need to have juvenile court. We need to talk about, and most of the children, they had a piece there that talk about police mediation. How many police officers were trained to mediate when there's something going on with juvenile? Then it said when you arrest them, you send them to rehabilitation. Most of those juvenile arrested were born and only knew total chaos during that time. What are you rehabilitating them to? When you rehabilitate, you see this person was good and you want them to go back to being good.
Oh, sorry.
You the boy, I see if they can call now.
Yeah, I got blown away. Yeah, let me just put it there for the few minutes we have. Yeah,
that we need to talk about in more detail, and the budget does not. When the budget says in-service training, local training, there's nothing for local training for police, but they're going to give $250,000 for scholarships in the budget. So I don't know how you explain that.
All right. Now you explain that. Yeah, explain the answer. We know.
But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that some of the places that the budget supposed to make impact is not, and that's the frustrating part.
Yeah, a few minutes we have. The number is there, but sharp 10 o'clock will be signing off here. Yeah, so Christopher, if you want to call, the number is there, 781-363-5939. 5939, that's the number. So let's hear you as we are about to wrap up for this evening. Okay, so there's a story. What's that? How you call this? Liberians investigator. I believe. Is that a Daily Observer, a brain investigator? What they are accusing the Chief Justice?
Yeah, Liberian investigator.
Yeah, they're accusing the Chief Justice.
Yes, the Circuit Court judge from, I believe, from Grand Crew is going there. Okay, let's go to Christopher. Christopher Tabasi, good evening.
Yeah, Mr. Su, thank you. And thank you for your guest in studio.
I have a question for Dr. Mali. Dr. Mali, do you think Mr. Gaffron should be investigated? You know, and my second point here is that Mr. Su, during the CDC-led government, you know, we advocated for government officials to come on your show to answer tough questions, which they did. And some of us were so happy because they came on your show and answered these tough questions. You know, when are you planning to reach out to some of your best friends in this boycott government to come and answer some tough questions from you and your panelists? At least that will give us some perspective into what they're doing in Liberia down there and stuff like that. You know, and my other concern here is that the budget. We talk about agriculture every day. You know, Liberia must grow food, even though we don't have road to bring our crop, our produce to the market and stuff like that. But we still say that we should grow food, we should, you know, a green revolution and all of that. But then you send only $1.9 million to agriculture. You know, it's deeply sadly, you know, and so forth. You know, but for $100 million to be added to the budget, and then the finance minister said that he's confused about it. He doesn't know how it got into the budget. I think it should be investigated. You know, I'm just disappointed in Gaffron. I think he's educated, but at the same time, he's struggling to explain this government, you know, to tell us exactly why they gave us $1.2 billion budget that cannot be explained, you know, and it's just deeply sad, you know.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, don't go. Hold on for a year. Don't go. Let me bring the let me just be straight to the point. How many of the government officials, who my friends you are talking about, how many officials for CDC you brought here to answer all the tough questions you think?
You so tonight you hold your finger for me to start counting. Then I will do in quanto.
Christopher, you
know, there are so many of them. Mabutu Nyampa may so rest in peace, you know, and then a few other guys.
I know.
Saulo, I said Saulo came on the show.
Man, he was a commentator. He was a contributor. But anyway, look, I mean, that's quite correct. You know, then this is where
2 years and you guys are running away from Labrador Public Radio. I don't know, maybe because they're afraid of your questions. You guys ask some of the obvious questions to CDC government officials. They put on the hot seat that time, and some of us, we were proud that you brought them on and you asked them these tough questions, and they answered them. You know, even though there were a little bit of some discomfort there, but they were man enough to answer these questions. You know, so I'm begging you and Mr. Sembe, Dr. Mali, Brother Ketter, and you know, my other dear brother in studio there with you, for you to bring these guys on this show so you can ask them the same tough question you ask.
Yeah, Christopher. I mean, no, thank you. And we do that all of the times. Our guys, they're doing everything, even to some of them. But you know, you can. Our job is to extend them the invitation. They have the right to accept and deny. Hopefully one of these days, and part of that is people want to always, you know, go to where they think they're comfortable. But I don't think it should be that. I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be that way.
On so many transport network, they just running away from the network and
because the thing, most of them, and this is what, and even from the CDC government, most of them, when you talk to them, they will agree initially, and at the end of the day, they cancel because they make some ridiculous request. They're not asking for the outline. They want to know specific question that you're going to be asking, and that's not what we're going to do here. So, you know, it is
at least the key on the show, CEO.
This is
at least the key.
What?
At least they came on the show.
Yeah,
Your
because
Unity
you can't
Party poll
start
that you
before the
supporting,
event.
your
When
Unity
it
Party poll that you not join, why you can bring on the show?
Let's hear. Okay, we'll keep doing that. The day you'll see then, but and that's the great thing about the guys here, LPR. Yeah, I mean, whether they come or our job, we extend them the invitation. It's out to them. It's at their own relation to show up. Whether they come or they not come or. Terry is always here. Moses is always here. Keto is always here. Dr. Jones is here, always here. And the most ridiculous man, the liberal, and he's always here. So let's hear you quickly. We are about to.
Also, Mr. So we are keeping score. We hope that the next year they will make way to come to this show so you can ask them the tough questions. You know, because if we go to the third year, then that means you guys start starting to hide.
Oh, Christopher, that leader one.
Yeah, so that you guys can hold their feet to the fire. I know they've been stealing too much. They're afraid to come here to explain some of their position.
That other one, that your pepper there, don't be in my mind. Okay, thank you so much, Chris. Okay, let's hear you, Prince, quickly, and then we'll go to Clarence for the last caller. We want to go. Prince, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. So. And let me say thank you to the panel. For better Keto, I want to say thank you so much.
I know.
This story will forever remember. We'll always remember the good work that you are doing for Nigeria.
I know.
Continue to work in the and the gods and the ancestors are pleased with you.
Amen.
The rest out of history.
Amen.
So today I am devastated. Today I'm in shock. Today is not a very good day for me. And the reason is very simple. For some of us, we are patriots. We believe that whatever gain the government made, one way or the other, we benefit because, like the old good book said, wherever your heart is or wherever your treasure is where your heart is. Our treasure is in Nigeria. So we do not pray or wish evil in any government, even if that government is controlled by the worst person ever. We pray that that government succeed so that at the end of the day, our people can benefit. So, like we continue to say to our people, and indeed, all of the reports that are coming out internationally and locally is validating the point that we continue to make that we as the people, as a nation, we are retrogressing. Today, the report is out for the NCC. It's so to see our nation, the progress that His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel made during his period of 6 years, even though we know that the 6 years, 2 years were eaten away by by coronavirus, which ravaged the entire world, and the world itself for all its needs, including the United States of America. But we saw this stable development that was then, undertaken by the government of His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel. We saw that specifically when it comes to good governance in the report, the Liberian government under His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel stand out. To the extent that Liberia even became the democracy we practice, other nations became enviable of us. Now, do not believe what I'm saying. The records are there. The U.S. ambassador to our country, who is a direct representation of the United States for Liberia, said, and I quote, that the democracy of Liberia that has been practiced under His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel was enviable, was something that he encouraged other African nations and even other nations in the world to continue to follow. The way and manner in which the atmosphere was, respect for human rights, respect for human dignity, and etc.
Okay.
But today we are seeing under this government that things continue to deteriorate. You look at the NCC report.
Prince, you get 30 seconds. We are moving on the time. We have to wrap up in 5 minutes. The guys got to close up.
Okay, to see that effective governance, especially the most important component, which play host to almost all of the different parts of that report. To see the government definitely performing on good government, this is scary. Look at even the budget. To end the day, look at the budget. The budget does not reflect anything that has to do with empowering the people.
Okay.
The budget reflects how Mr. Brecker will enrich himself, his houses around, and he wants to please his minister instead of impacting the lives of the common people? What is there for the public sector initiative? What is there for the hospital?
All right, Prince, thank you so much. I gotta go to the next caller. I have to go on time, and I mean, we've got to make wise of time. Thank you so much. All right, Clarence, thank you so much. Clarence, let's hear you.
Hey, CEO, how you doing?
Good, good. How are you, buddy?
Oh, we just got a glory, you know. When the other timeline there from the other side, when they come in, talk me they're gonna power up, you don't pay attention to them. You see, the question I want to ask Korean and tell tonight, let them show all the score for CDC in the front 2 years or NCC. Because there's someone want to talk about CDC had a higher score, but at the time you were kicking them out of office. You would have come for 6 years. 1 year getting a net progress, you want compare with government that took over. 1 year, 9 months. That's scoring a higher, and this area is our area. These are the things that you don't understand. It's our area. We had it in progress, and we turn the country over to you people. You when you're manager, you went down there again, industrial looting. You want compare getting a CDC with you about it? The very first thing concerning the budget, when we took over 2005, you know about it? We took the budget from 60 million. Look at today what the budget is. So when you're talking sometimes, don't be fair sometimes to our country. We know for the well that in the first 2 years we made progress. And each key area on the MCC. And you do your prayer, that team will not work out in the favor of the Nigerian people. I don't think God will answer that prayer. But one of my points I called tonight, you know, to talk on concerning our Nigerian National Police, I shared a video with Terry. To me, in our Nigerian National Police, they need to read some bar, you know, the bar iPad in the police. There's a video that they arrested 2 criminals who stole phone and they caught them and asking the other guy to start whipping the other guy in the ear. It's a live video.
That the police were asking them to beat him in the what, in the ear?
The police telling the other criminal and getting the other criminal and getting a slapping. Then you slap them and then they were bring down the crime. I tell you, you were telling you were sharing with you.
I'm sending the video in the table right now.
And we still have people who sort of respect the dignity of the Liberian and the citizen, and you are there as a police, they can't have that door. All the police officers standing on giving for men. I don't think it's fair to ourselves. Even the men are criminal, don't get them, don't show them respect. But the manner in which our young men were treated, I don't think were treated fairly. Thank you for the show. See you.
Thank you so much, guys. I think we are pretty much on time. What, 3 minutes? Okay, airplane can blow horn. If get a bike. I got it 1 minute. I'm gonna go to the 3 people now. And then he's
let me take my 1 minute.
Bring him here and glorify and elevate it. I mean, that's the core of sedition. So these people, they sound, they get a confidence. They don't. I don't care what you do. They come from behind one another. So get to see all smiling. You're happy man tonight because Prince Sherry has come and he's fighting for a cause. But it is what it is. Guys, what's the take-home message? You know that tomorrow we're not going to be here. Thursday is one of my toughest days. The liberal is not here. So I just hope you guys bear it. But it's like a day off and a break time for you guys to regroup and come back on Friday. I just want to yeah, the regroup. So what are we going home with today? And your most takeaways as we about to leave?
So, Mr. Soul, let me just close up on this. I shared a video in our chat room today. The Public Works Minister was on 50-50, and this presidential bunker or lodge or whatever in Foya came about. And the Public Works Minister would not speak to it. He said he cannot speak to it. They should contact the executive mansion. And this thing here, and people overlooking and thinking is okay. Now, contact the executive mansion for what? What information? You Public Works Minister, these kind of things you go through, and you're supposed to know of it. And, you know, the government official running around giving different information. What is happening? Are we not concerned about the massive corruption that is taking place? That tomorrow, because if you guys don't address this today, Tomorrow, you will be saying just how other people saying which one, it's going to be the same thing that will follow this government. And I think it's about time that we call it for what it is. They should come out clean and tell us what this stuff is about and why is it being constructed over there. Because nobody seems to know. It's shifting the blame now on the executive mansion to give a report on that. And it's sad. And I've seen the clip in the group chat. I think you guys saw it. And nobody cared to speak to it because they don't want to bring this government down to popular ridicule. This corrupt government on Giselle Parker. And CEO, I think I gotta be joining with a liberal a little bit small because I'm getting to suspect you. You're not on our list yet. I'm getting to suspect you. Being a partisan of Unity Party, you've always been an undercover partisan.
Oh, really?
Now trying to put or put you to a party now. See, and the doctor here who you made your co-host, he has openly confessed on the show that you're a complete Unity partisan. And a good our sister Esther saw it and spoke about it. So you can blame me now when I come out.
Being friendly with Esther now. Esther, I think I just want to your view. You
and the security analyst forget it. The security analyst be like, oh Moja, oh Pad, oh everything, UP, Action Party that oh.
Oh man, get to use something.
All right, no, it's always a good show. Thank you guys, man. Right, very good show. Right, let's keep the fire burning.
Let's hear you.
Oh man.
I would just change my location as well.
No, don't change your location. Stay right there. I won't be looking.
I'm listening. I would just want to change my location. I'm listening.
No, stay right there. You know, Keta, I must commend Keta. Oh, you gone? You're changing your location, but I think you can hear me. I must commend you. When you come, you know how to manipulate and how to steal other people's time. When they give you 1 minute, you talk for 4 minutes, and then you start praising the people just to go. But on a serious note, CEO, I think what Colin said when he called about the police, I think that's why I keep stressing the budget piece that we need to have what you call the thing. They need to look at training, and we train our police officers to have the commitment to be dignified in doing that. But by the same token, they cannot do the job if they're not receiving competent salary. The competency of being a police officer also need to come with some kind of reward system so that we can kill, we can stop the things going on when it comes to law enforcement. But our police, they really need some serious training and to be looked into. So some of us who have done some of these things before, we need to, we're willing to help if they reach out to us, and we're willing to assist in those areas. But we need training for our law enforcement. I want to say that.
Thank you so much.
And one of the things that I noticed on this, when the sedition come and start speaking, you can know directly. You can know right off the bat the sedition, because they keep campaigning. The campaign is over. The campaign is over. Let's stop campaigning on here. Unity Party people don't come here and campaign. So CDC come here every day. The thing with they're in the campaign move. Oh, this person doing this, this person doing that. The government doing this. We're not here for campaign. Right. Let's speak on the facts.
Thank you so much. Let's speak on the facts. Terry, let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, so to Prince Sherry, there are 3 indicators that validated this government for passing the Millennium Challenge, and that is control of corruption, political rights, and fiscal policy. So those 3 indicators are 3 major indicators that give us leverage in the Millennium Challenge scorecard. So you got to get that. All right. So whether if you get all those things, but what I wanted to talk about lastly to close the Mr. So is that Dr. Mali's point that he raised is a very serious concern. But here is the thing: you cannot compare Nigeria to Liberia. Nigeria have a history. They got a whole place in the north that you have extreme Islamic beliefs, and those extreme Islamic beliefs. And trust me, I studied religious education, and I know exactly what it is when it comes to the Islamic belief. I can tell you some of the quotes that the jihadists can quote before they carry on this kind of jihadist act. And I know the concept of Islam. I know the concept of Muhammad. I know the concept of Islam. But Islam is divided. They have different concepts and different beliefs, but they are very, very unique in their support. Like what you said, you stressed something very important, is that they support each other's agenda. But the thing here is the kind of Islamic groups that we have in Liberia do not go in that direction. Their priority is not on that level, you see. So whatsoever, Liberia is predominated by Christians. If the Islamic people have this hidden agenda in them and that's for which they want power, I can tell you for sure that any president who get in power with that kind of mindset will lose greatly because the Christian will rise up against him in the country. So the best thing he can do for himself, even the military, majority of the people in the military, they are Christians. Majority of the people in the police, they are Christians. How are you going to influence all those people in the security apparatus to believe in your jihadist concept, to start killing their own people because you want to enforce maybe Sharia law or you want to enforce extreme Islamic belief in the country against them? Those very people in military suit will resist your government. So if I were them, I would not even be thinking on that thing. I would not even be thinking on it, because if just the thought of it alone will create a crisis in the country. So I think we need to lay that to rest.
All right, Dr. Malik Jones. I don't know why Captain wants to take away his title. Of course, I mean we differ with him, but I mean that one makes the conversation very interesting. Everybody can be in the same wagon, man. But Dr. Jones, well, let's send her on.
Yeah, I just got a few questions for the Liberal Democrat and these seditions hardcore members. My question is, the water that running through Moria right now, I wonder sedition are drinking some of this water, the Joseph Baka water that running through the pipes from Sonimwen to Sinko to now moving to Kingsway. I'm wondering whether sedition are already drinking some of this water or they're rejecting it because of Joseph Baka water. And my next question now is, the electricity is expanding almost every sector now. I wonder seditions are already putting light on in their room because they feel that this is Joseph Baka electricity. I wonder they're using it. The roads they're not using it. The road is building.
You want to talk about land water?
The Joseph Baka.
You finish closing your dimension.
The Joseph Baka Highway and all those little road and building. I wonder sedition are bypassing it and traveling through the forest to get to their destination.
You better Liberal friend for real. You'll get drafted.
Take a break, oh man. Now some people are sleeping sound in our country.
But ask Dr. Mali. Ask him. He was in Labrador recently. He got a comfortable ride there. I don't know what. Maybe he didn't use those roads.
No, they're not using a route because of Joseph Baka Road. So maybe they're walking in our town. My last.
Joseph Baka kine Lpr.
So my last question here now is that, at least for once in our history, people, according to sources, can walk certain part of the city now. I wonder sedition are just confined to their living room now for fear that they don't want to enjoy the security around town. the Joseph Boakai security. So I'm drawing all the parallel and asking this question because we might be very objective, but I think even during His Excellency President we are government, President we must be congratulated for making some efforts. I appreciate him for making some effort. That's how objective I try to always be. Even the park that man left behind is something that I cherish so much, despite the industrial looting. But I cherish him for some of the
Don't
things.
cherish nothing. He ain't loot nothing. Don't cherish.
I appreciate you for the effort.
Yeah.
So we have to appreciate President Boakai for the little he's doing. And to conclude, I want to add to the CEO, I've been wondering the budget team. I don't know what would be the budget team justification for taking the budget to 1.2 and there are nothing that increase or salary in there. I wonder the debated it. I wonder the check on it. I wonder the ready talk about it. Because this is one of the tabletop issues. It sounds simple, but it's very, because when I heard about the budget 1.2 billion, I said, oh wow. I think the salary.
I thought that would be increase the salary.
So that is my only problem, but it's not late. It's not, my brother. It's not
okay,
late.
guys. Thank you so much. We
are government salary when I increase the macro manager and increase it boiled down to industrial looting. So
there we go.
Thank you so much, Keto. Thank you so much, Dr. Mali, Terry. I mean, you guys. We want to thank you so much, and by God's willing, we'll be back here. I don't know, Esther tonight. Whether we both bring up, Esther says Keto is right. Keto, you can't tell Tabata this person and that person. Keto is entitled to his opinion.
Yeah, but is it true, Mr. So Keto say you honor call sedition? Is that true?
I say honor cover you pace. Answer sedition.
It's not true.
Honor cover you pace.
You said. So to be honor cover sedition, you.
I said the man honor cover you pace.
So you want to call that part?
You get that all recording. You get it.
Why would I be on the cover? I want to be on top. You think I want to be crumbs or eat crumbs? No.
So I got a recording. I got recording on the CEO. I got a recording on the CEO. Since the CEO invited
that Labor man Falcon open casino in FBS.
No, I think Falcon really sick. I thought he was being sarcastic, but I think he really sick.
No, Falcon not sick. He just responded.
No, I'm not talking about his sickness. I believe he's sick. I want to believe that he's
sick. I thought he was being sarcastic when he said that thing. Yeah.
No, but he just responded to something just recently.
The response is he said, "I will not die. I will be okay. I will get better." I saw that response.
No, in line with the casino.
Well, I saw something on the print media. They try to summon him. We'll see why it is, but I'm not sure.
I also not say African sound on you. The
men are eating my
Pastor start talking about African sound. Your
Pastor,
Okay, folks, that's how we want to do it this evening. We want to leave it here. I want to thank you so much for being part of this program. By God's willing, same time, same station, with another edition. So we said, for those of you who keep calling and reaching out to the Liberal, we really, really want to appreciate that. This is a kind of union. This is a sort of family that we have established yet, and we must be there for one another. Just let us know if you are a regular fan, follower of LPR, if any important, memorable day coming for you. Yes, sometimes Facebook gives notification, but we want to respect people's privacy. We can just get and throw something out there. Just shoot us an inbox and let us know you have a big event coming. Whatever you are, let us know. We can work out the deal, whatever you want us to do in terms of the showcase. It's good to have these recordings of some event, no matter why it is. Let us know. We can figure out something, whether here in Liberia. Let us know. Give a patronage the same way Esther, Mr. and Mrs. Fredericks, what they are doing, their business, what they're doing. We advertise. If you have one here or in Liberia, let us know. That way we get a little something from you. We don't want to just be begging and say give, give, give. We must work and then you give. On this note, we want to thank you so much. By God's willing, we will be back here with more programming. We are working on a lot of things, and what this guy said, we reach out to people. You will call those people, but the country is divided. When you call them, when they agree, they say they're going to come. The next thing they say, oh no, they may somebody blame us here of somebody being fired because they came on LPR and we were just asking some little questions that we needed to ask. You have the right, when we ask questions, you have the right to say you're not answering it. And people, it is why it is. We ask you questions. If you answer it a careless way and offend the government that you work for, or they feel that you don't do a good job, that one you can talk it. You're not going to hold us responsible. We ask you, you want to answer. You don't want to answer, so be it. But thank you so much. Happy weekend. And we'll be back here for more programming. Until then, this is the sound of the group calling itself Perfection from the southeastern side of the Republic of Liberia, that is Grangida County. That's a group calling this a profession, sending our home here. Mother Nancy will be laid to rest next week, and in Des Moines, Iowa, Liberia Public Radio will be there to bring you live coverage of our mother who passed recently. Will be laid to rest the 22nd weekend in the city of Des Moines, Iowa. We will be bringing you live. This weekend is another busy weekend. The lover boy for man, Mazola Gisi, going to be there with more programming. This is what we do. We give back to the community in so many forms and contexts. And so, to the travelers, here we go.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.